In this video, I'm going to show you a delicious breakfast, lunch, and supper that is suitable for a diabetic diet. Looking for one of the best breakfasts for pre-diabetics? These egg muffins for diabetics are perfect for your pre-diabetes meal prep. They taste delicious. They contain simple ingredients. And I want you to stay to the very end because I'm going to show you how to include this in your pre-diabetes plan and how it works for weight loss. Preheat your oven to 375 and grab your dry and liquid measuring cup. And yes, I do realize my drawer is a mess. We do need to start normalizing this, gang. I don't have matchy equipment. I use what works, and this has been with me for years, so it's going to be. And you know, if you want me to have matchy stuff, you can gladly mail it to me because baby, I ain't gonna buy if it works. The other thing is that I'm using a fork to stir. I'm not using some fancy whisk. Grab your muffin tins and your nonstick cooking spray. Ingredients, crazy easy. We have our 4 eggs, and of course I have our bag of spinach. Now I am using fresh spinach, and you know, just make sure that ingredient list, the only ingredient on there is spinach. And yes, I'm using shredded cheese from the Kroger. Grab your strainer and take 2 handfuls of spinach. It's gonna be about a cup. We're gonna go ahead and rinse it. Now blot that spinach with a paper towel dry, and we're gonna give it a chop. It doesn't matter how big you chop it. Again, I wanna normalize cutting up stuff in the kitchen. You know, as long as you don't hurt yourself, as long as you're cutting properly, I'm fine. It doesn't have to be all even like the chefs on TV do. A cup of spinach, listen to this, 7 calories. I consider it a free food. So I always tell folks, add it to everything. And it does have a little bit of iron in there. It's one of those items that's kind of like a sneaky product. There's sneaky iron in there. Now, one of y'all know my favorite tricks when it comes to cracking eggs. I love to crack it in the measuring cup. I look at it, I make sure that there's no shells in there. Plus, I don't like to dirty all these dishes. 1 egg, 72 calories, 6 grams of protein, 5 grams of fat, and no carbs. Now, absolutely, you can use egg whites. I've been on an egg white kick lately just to up the protein in my diet. So for sure, you can use your egg whites. I'm using a fork. I don't use anything fancy. I hate dirtying up stuff. And to be honest, I don't have a lot of fancy gadgets in my kitchen. Starting it all up, I'm pouring that spinach in there, mix it all together. And then what I'm doing is you take your muffin tin. Now I'm spraying it. We've talked about this before in the past. I'm really interested in buying these silicone muffin tins that you see a lot of other YouTubers use, and I see them in the store. But again, I'm not going to buy it unless it works. I don't have all this money and space to have all these gadgets. So if you do have the silicone muffin tins, let me know. I'm really interested in buying it, but I really want to make sure it works. I hate to just use it 3 times and they fall apart and fail. We're going to bake this in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Now, while waiting for your eggs to cook, definitely grab your storage bags. You can label them. Remember, I put 2 muffins in each bag. They'll last in the refrigerator for about 4 to 6 days. You could definitely freeze these as well. Use your spatula, your butter knife to remove. These are awesome. They're great for meal prep. Take care, gang. Hey y'all, I'm Dietitian Shelly, and it's time to prep your lunch for the week. Give me 15 minutes and I'll give you a recipe that'll make 5 diabetic lunches that won't spike your blood sugar levels. A quick grab of these ingredients: Mission Carb Balance Wraps. These are a staple in our clinic. We'll talk more about those later. Your buffalo sauce. Now double check the label. This is the Kroger brand. I also did use plain, so just double check. Make sure the carb count, the sugar count's low. You see, hey, less than 1. Mozzarella cheese, and then a rotisserie chicken. And again, look at those ingredients. We'll chat about that in a second. Now to prep. Now we're just going to make one of these on camera. I want you to pull out your Mission Carb Balance Wrap. And I want to remind everybody that you can use different brands. Just compare the labels. I do shop at Walmart and Kroger. You see the off-brand of things that I use. You can use personal rotisserie chicken. I just like to use it sliced. You sprinkle on that mozzarella cheese. And again, I'm using the Kroger brand because I'm bougie on a bayou. That means I don't like to spend a lot of money. And then the buffalo sauce, I did use the Kroger brand. So don't let anyone tell you you cannot use store brand or off brand. It's really one of my passions that I'm trying to get out there, that we don't have to spend so much money. And I teach this to the folks in my clinic. Go ahead and put your pan on about medium heat, and you're going to spray it with your non-stick cooking spray. You're going to go ahead and place that fixed buffalo chicken wrap and cook it about 1 minute and 30 seconds on each side. Now, how do we make this a full lunch? So these cooked do have an actual good shelf life. You could do do this for your Monday through Friday work lunch or just personal lunch at the house. What would I add to this? Well, remember, we teach in our clinic the importance of protein, fiber. Remember, protein, I love to see 90 grams or more in a day. And that protein comes from that chicken. So you do want to make sure, one of the things I find folks do is they go very skimpy on their meats, on their wraps, or on their sandwiches. So be sure to put those, 3 to 4 slices on there. Make sure you're doing your 4 ounces of meat. Well, with that said, talking about fiber, I love 35 grams of fiber or higher in a day. Fiber slows down the absorption of blood sugar levels. I cannot stress that enough. It also keeps us full. The Mission Carb Balance wraps have a huge amount of fiber, depending the size, between 13 and 17. Now, this again is where I say, hey, if you don't have the Mission Carb Balance wraps and you want to use a different brand, read the label. I always push for 5 grams of fiber or higher. And if you want to go out there and do a little hatergate on me and, talk about, shopping at the fancy store, which, baby girl, I didn't even know what the fancy store was until about 6 or 7 years ago. My hometown doesn't even have the fancy store. And you know what the fancy store means? Starts with a W, ends with an S. We don't have that in my hometown, y'all. So I don't even know what that is. I really don't know what it's like to shop there. Shop at your local supermarkets. I cannot stress it enough. Next story. What do we add to this? Well, I have a video that is going to play directly after. You may have to click on the link and I'll pin it as my first comment, is our different salads that you could do. It's very important to note, I don't want you to put the salad in the same container as the wrap because it could get a little wet and that would be kind of icky gross. We don't like that, but we add an extra vegetable to our lunch. So I like protein, I like fiber, I like vegetable. Now for some folks, I'll do an additional protein, maybe like a Dan and Too Good yogurt. Some folks, I'll actually add an additional fiber, like the half cup of berries. So it kind of depends individual wise. You try either one. And hey, this is what I teach to my clients and my patients. I'm Dietitian Shelly. During the day, I run a clinic. I primarily see folks for diabetes, pre-diabetes, hormone balance, and weight loss. If that's you, you want easy recipes and quick tips that don't include fluff, you're going to want to subscribe to this channel. And look at this, gang. This is crispy. This is crunchy. It's beautiful. It's part of that perfect lunch. Cut it up. Go ahead and get it stored. And gang, be sure to subscribe if you miss the recipes and you want the videos. Hey, if y'all are looking for a yummy 4-ingredient dump slow cooker meal that most importantly won't spike your blood sugar, I got the meal for you. It's easy, it's delicious, it's low carb, and there's no chopping required. I'm Dietitian Shelly, and I share this dump meal with all of my clients who are looking for help on maintaining their blood sugar levels and their hormonal levels. So if that's you, you definitely want to subscribe to this channel. Now, the ingredients are so incredibly easy. One of the things I love is this ginger peanut sauce. I absolutely love it. I find it at my local drug emporium stores. I have seen that it is at our Walmart, our Kroger, and our Albertsons. And if we look at the label on this, we see that it is 3 grams of carbs. Now, before you go and clutch your pearls and start sweating and getting on your knees and telling me, Jesus, take the wheel, hear me out and calm down. One of the things that I do when I teach my clients label reading is I like to keep the sugar under 5. Now, those of y'all who keep it at 0, that is amazing. And I love it. And I love you. But I try to keep things under 5 grams of sugar because 5 is a teaspoon. Now, if you definitely want to go sugar-free, 0 grams, and do the G. Hughes teriyaki, and that's everywhere as well. So I have 2 options for you. Then I have shredded cabbage. Before we continue, yes, you can shred your own cabbage. I have 2 kids though. I'm kind of lazy. Actually, I'm kind of busy because I run a clinic, and to be honest, I like shortcuts. Yeah, do that. We love cabbage for blood sugar control. I did a video about the best vegetables for diabetes. I will link it below. You want to watch it. And then I have the Natural Heaven Hearts of Palm. So when this meal is done, if you want to serve it over something, I do not. I just eat it as is. Love these. They're plain. Again, you can get these pretty much anywhere. They're awesome. Follow the directions on how to cook. It is an amazing, amazing noodle replacer. And then our olive oil cooking spray. If you're anything like me, the slow cooker or crock pot stays on my counter year round. It is the one appliance I think that's made it through everything. I feel like if the zombies took over, I would grab my slow cooker and run away. That would be the thing I grab. But it has a little competition with the foodie. This is my other item that I absolutely love. It would be a hard choice. It's like, picking which one's my favorite. It was a Christmas present, but drum roll, for today's recipe, I am using the tried and true slow cooker. Go ahead and spray it with your nonstick cooking spray. Now you absolutely have the option to use the slow cooker liners. I am not today because some of y'all don't have them, but you find these in where kind of the aluminum foil's at, et cetera, et cetera. You can see I already have a pound of chicken in this slow cooker. I'm using chicken breast. Oh my gosh, you can use the thighs. In fact, if you're anything like me and look for deals, comment below if you love couponing. I do. It's something I'm going to bring to you all. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely let me know in the comment section. I am not afraid to say I shop at Ollie's, Big Lots, discount stores. I clip coupons. I am an Ibotta girl. Look, I'm bougie on a bayou, baby. I'm trying to save money every which way I can. Go ahead and add your coleslaw to this. This saves time. I'm lazy. I hate dishes. I mean, come on. You know, it's like, let's just add it to there. But again, you could use your own cabbage. You see, it's nice and full. I'm going to pour on top of that my ginger people marinade. Remember, you have the option of using that G. Hughes cover. And we're going to cook this on low for about 5 hours. This smells amazing. It is delicious. No chopping required. You notice that there is no high carb vegetable in here. Yes, this is going to keep our blood sugar stable. This is a dinner you want to keep your hormones in check, everything okay. If you were too busy just paying attention to what I was doing, maybe even cracking some laps, scroll down. I'm Dietitian Shelly. I would be so honored if you subscribe to our channel. Much love, gang.